Hi peeps, Junction 6 here. Today's Sunday, so no World of Tanks Blitz replays. Well, there kind of is, because today we're going to be looking at Reforged. Of course we are. The first thing which really winds me up about it is every time you log onto the game, you have to put your password in. Obviously they will sort that out, but it's just annoying. The first thing I want to look at is buying a tank. I haven't got the KV4 on my normal account, and so I'm going to have to buy it in Blitz. I've opened up the set because I've got other tanks in the set there. One thing what winds me up about this is those little blocks with 10, 20, 25, whatever on them. They refer to the tanks which you can open up. But why aren't they underneath the tank? Obviously they've probably got to sort this out, but as you can see, I can get a KV4 because I'm up to level 60. I don't know how. Alright, let's have a look. KV4, yeah, that's about the same price as what it is in Blitz, but without the clan discount, because obviously the clans aren't up and running yet in Reforged, so you're not going to get any of the clan discounts. But the price is roughly the same. Once you've bought the tank, you get this little film thing showing you the tank from different angles. Yeah, okay, great. It winds me up as well that they're calling the garage the hangar for some reason. Don't know why. Yeah, but this is just Blitz. I don't know why it's got this camo on it. I never bought that camo. I don't understand why that's on it. Now, the reason I chose the KV4 in particular is because I've got every single module fully upgraded in Blitz because I used free XP to do it. So why isn't it in Reforged? Why hasn't it been carried over? Alright, let's equip this tank. This is going to be easy, isn't it? You just drag it across, surely. Nah, of course not. Now that would be far too easy. Let's try and make this as complicated as possible. Here we go. I want to put some adrenaline on. Of course I do. I don't want a health kit, do I? So how do I go about this? I'll put that on there and then I click equip. And will it go into the right slot? No, it didn't. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. We got it eventually. So what I've got to do to put my multi-repair kit on, go to there, equip, and then select the slot for it to go in. And yes, it went into that slot. What a pain in the ass. Why can't I just drag it across or just click on the ones I want? Why has it got to be like this? As I said before, I have all the modules on this tank unlocked in Blitz, but as you can see, I'm going to have to buy them here. Alright, let's have a look at shells. Well, we can have up to 25 shells. We don't need that many. I don't know, 14, that'll do. Probably never going to play this tank in this mode anyway. So, looking at this, it looks like I am going to have to pay for those modules if I want them anyway, so might as well. And you can either do it all individually, but there's 21 phases to go through to do that, or you can just buy the whole thing. And to buy the whole thing is going to cost me, what, 4.3 million? Which is, yeah, you could equip a tier 10 for that. Wow, that is really, really, really expensive. But hey, you know, maybe I'll make more money. Who knows? I was going to look at changing the camo, but I opened up the camo thing and it was just horrendous. I just thought, I don't understand any of this. I'm not even going to bother. It's just so confusing. Everything about this is just confusing. There is nothing logical behind it. One thing I did try and do is find my Type 59 Patton because I had a really good game in Blitz with it and I thought, well, you know, I could compare them. And of course I went to tier 5 because that's tier 8 and I looked through and I can't find it anywhere. I'm thinking, where's my Patton gone? My Type 59 Patton. I can find the Type 59, here it is. But that's a Chinese tank, that's not the one I want. That's not the one I was looking for. And then I was watching, I think it was Blitz Guides, and he said that the Patton had been moved into tier 9. So that's why I couldn't find it. Anyway, I logged back on and I did find it eventually. Now, it's not a fantastic tier 8 tank, so God knows what it's going to be like as a tier 9. Anyway, I did manage to have a battle in it. I've got the replay for you. Now, looking at these replays, this all winds me up. They're not even in order. As you can see, the second one should in fact be the first one. And we'll have a look at it. The front screen doesn't stay up too long. Well, not long enough for me to get a decent screenshot to put on the start of your guys' replays. As you can see, the black line does disappear, but it takes some time. You have to click it like mad and eventually it does go away. The replays themselves are, well, you know, visually it's okay. This is about as good as it got for me. You know, visually, this is probably the best I could run it on my iPad. You know, it's okay for Doodles with his top-of-the-range gaming water-cooled PC to say the graphics are okay. Yeah, for the majority of us, they're not that great. I was in sniper mode there. As you can see, the sniper mode isn't actually sniper mode. It kind of just takes you from third person to first person. You're not actually up close like you are in proper when you're sniping. It doesn't look like sniper mode at all. You know, this looks like I'm just kind of in first person shooting. I'm not in sniper mode, I'm not zoomed in. Yeah, obviously this battle isn't that interesting because it is all bots we're fighting, isn't it? There is a couple of real players on the opposition side and they do wipe us out in the end. But, you know, hey, it's just to test this. I say the graphics I don't think are fantastic. The replays itself have all the buttons and everything on them, and the mini-map is mega small. And even in the normal game, I think the mini-map is really confusing. When I was playing, I was thinking, where are all my team? I can't see them on the mini-map, because I couldn't work out where anyone was, because the mini-map was really small and really confusing. You couldn't see your own players on the mini-map. It was terrible. I mean, they've still got a lot to do with these replays, a hell of a lot. They might be able to rewind them, but who wants to rewind this rubbish? And, you know, for someone like me who, you know, relies on you guys sending me replays and, you know, doing commentary on them, yeah, these replays just look terrible. Absolutely look terrible compared to what we've got in Blitz. Obviously, they've got to work on it. The actual gameplay itself, I don't know, the tanks feel like they're in like half gravity mode. They kind of just go wherever they want. They don't stop when you think they should stop. They just kind of move a little bit further. You're always getting caught on corners. Every time you come up to a corner of a building, it's like you're attracted to it. It really is. You just wedge yourself onto a corner. Really bad. Look, here, I'm just wedged there. It's terrible. I don't know why that is at all. So, you know, they've got so much stuff to work on in this. They really have. I was expecting this to be a hell of a lot better than, you know, version 1. I didn't play version 1. And, you know, playing version 2, I wish I hadn't even bothered. And in fact, after this, I uninstalled it because I'm never going to play it again, and I'll show you why towards the end of this as well. But let's see, I think this is the end of the battle anyway. Yeah, we get blown up. Fair enough. I got killed. Right. Now, one thing you can't do once you're dead in the replay, you can't switch to the other players. You've just got to sit and watch your tank burn. I must admit, though, the fire and the smoke does look good. At the end of the battle, of course, there's no result screen in replays. Fantastic. What use is that? This is the thing what wound me up the most, though. This Ultra Test gift. You know, play 50 battles or whatever it is and get these free rewards. I've played 5 battles and none of them have been recorded. Now, I played all mine in random battles. I take it you've got to play them in ratings battles or something. I don't know. I just gave up. I just uninstalled it. It's horrible, guys. It's absolutely horrible. If they release this, nobody will play it. Honestly, nobody. It's the most confusing thing I have ever seen. It's terrible, guys. And this is their second kind of go at it, and it's still bad. Don't even get me started on the sets and commanders. Just the basic stuff like buying a bloody tank is difficult enough. And honestly, it made me feel sick playing it. That's how bad it is. I hated it. That's why it's uninstalled. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next week for something different to Blitz, or a weekly roundup, who knows.